So first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Patrick. I'm from BXB, and it is a great honor to share this webinar with everyone in this period. I know that I understand everyone is still at home and listen to this webinar, and luckily in Taiwan that we still have to go to the office. So that's the reason I'm still here with all my colleagues, and we want to share like how can we help you in the future, like once the business coming back, and how can BXB help you to enhance your to get more projects or win more benefits. So we arrange 3 different kind of the webinar in these 3 weeks because we think maybe during this time taking some lessons will be great. So we will arranging 3 different kind of the topics webinar for you. So like for today, we will introducing like empowering education on demand, which you can see in the topic that today we are more focused on education markets. Like education market, I think it will be still now, there's still a lot of schools still going on. A lot of school, they didn't stop teaching because like learning never stopped. So education still like in a huge needs, but once they can still like purchasing some of the products, and how can BXB help you with this education market? That is the thing that we're gonna share today, and that is also why we want to put it as a first topic, because we think for now still people are still like requesting for some kind of the education equipment. So in every webinar, we will just sharing like the user scenario that we think maybe what kind of the scenario will the customer they are searching for, or what kind of the scenario that the end user is using. So I would like to just giving you some example of like how these scenario in education markets, and how can BXB help. And we will also share some of the successful case study, and these case study will also give you a great example and let you imagine how can this kind of this scenario directly apply to your markets. So this week we will teaching the education scenario, and next week at the same time, at the same moment, also here, and we will also share with you the second markets, that is the corporate markets. And the third week, the third webinar will be focused on the government, and also some of the other maybe some of the scenario we didn't mention in previous. So today, after the webinar, we will also have the questionnaire in the end of the webinar. So please share with us about everything you think can make this webinar better, and to see how can we help you in this period. Okay, so again, I would like to introduce the platform today, the slido.com, #BXB webinar. If you didn't hear about this information, and I would like to let you know, this is the platform that we will give you to do the question and answer. So during the presentation, I won't stop to answer any kind of questions, but you can ask the question anytime in slido.com. So just scan the QR code or just use slido.com and just #BXB webinar to write your question there, and remember to write your name so we will know that who is asking these questions. And we will just answer all of the questions after the whole webinar ends. So if you still have time, and I will just give you seconds to scan this QR code or just search this website and just put it somewhere else. So during the presentation, if you have any question you want to ask, just write it down right away. And we will always have our team to help you at the moment as well. If you really don't want to use the slido.com, you can also ask the questions in the chat box, but we might not reading through all the message. So we will try to copy all the questions that's in the in the chat box and copy paste to the slido.com. So giving you more seconds to collecting scan this QR code. Okay, so let's see. Wow, we now have a lot of people here already, and some people thinks the voice is too high or too low. Okay, I will still try to make my voice a bit louder, and I hope those people you already have the normal sounds that you will think you can just lower your voice a bit so you won't feel I'm too noisy. So I think it's fine. So let's just start it, okay? Okay, so the reason why we start education as a starting point of this BXB webinar, just like as what I mentioned, that's learning never stops. Even in this period, during the coronavirus period, a lot of the school, they still, like a lot of places, they didn't stop. They still keep going. They just use the distance learning, or they use the webinar way to remain all the teaching keep going. In this case, that no one will be affected because of the virus. And like not using Taiwan as an example is because Taiwan didn't stop going to classes and going to courses, but there are a lot of schools, like for example, the university in Austria, they already moved all the classes to Zoom, using Zoom to teach every classes, even like the presentation and those things. But the teacher, they still go to school. They still go to school to do the teaching and to do something, but they just don't really they don't want the students to get together. Like class, these kind of things, they just stop, but they just use webinar distance learning to remain the teaching keeps going on. So we will also introduce the smart classroom and smart campus, these two idea that is already very popular nearly, like not only for just this period, just like it's starting very popular like in 2019, even earlier. So we will tell you that what is the smart classroom, that's how BXB can help, that how can we make the classroom smarter. So let's just starting with the most everyone will concern and everyone, which is also the most popular one, the distance learning and webinar. I would say it is quite interesting that teacher is the person that teach everyone to be innovation, but they are also the person that they don't really learn a lot of the new platform. They don't really know how to use the use Zoom or use Skype, for example. I need to teach a lot of the teacher to teach them how to operate those systems, because they don't really change a bit. They don't really just using those software. So what they get used to is they will have a classroom to do the teaching. So what will be the best solution for them is remains what they do all the time. They don't want to change what they do as always. They just only want to go to a classroom to do the teaching. Maybe just several buttons, they can start to do the learning on the video chat, or on the video conferencing, or on the platform like YouTube, like Facebook. They want to using this kind of way to do the teaching. So like a very clear sound is very necessary. So they will absolutely need an audio system. So but for most of the classes, they already have the audio system, so it is not a problem. But what will the classroom they don't have? That is like the camera. Because when you are doing the distant teaching, when you are doing the webinar, and camera is the most important things that will catch teacher's face. So they will just always see, okay, teacher is speaking, or if teacher is writing something on the whiteboard, they can also watch it on the camera. So this is a very important classroom that they need to build environments for teacher to connecting the internet, connecting a lot of different systems together, and just directly do the teaching remotely or like far away. So what about the students? So especially in the period like this, like now, and every student is almost joining all of their classes at home. They just only need to go to the computer and just open maybe YouTube, or maybe open the Zoom. They use some kind of like online platform, and that is not only like using these two kind of the platform. I would say every country have their own platform, their own preferred platform, or some of the government even developed their own platform for online teaching because of some security issue. They don't want to using this kind of the open platform. So a lot of the teacher, they use the online platform, they use the video conference to do the teaching. So these courses are very important. Maybe the student cannot join this class as always like before. They will just, okay, I would like to watch this course later. So every teaching should be recorded as well. So lecture capturing is also very important. But while you're watching those recording and you have to combine different information like correctly and also easily to let the students understand what is the courses right now and also like what is teacher's face or what is the presentation and any other kind of the different sources, you have to combine them together. So I would say layout design is also very important. So if you have a good layout, so once you just log into this video conference or log into this online platform, you will directly know, okay, what is the topic for today? And also, what is the information that we'll need? Like, for example, what you see right now is like, you see my image, you can see my face. Okay, I'm doing the teaching. And also, and you can see the presentation I'm doing right now, and also just like right next to here. Yeah, it's right over here. Yeah, okay. So this is like a combination of different sources, but what can we combine it together and smartly and let the teacher, they don't really need to like change their behavior to do everything as usual. So what we have for this kind of scenario is like the audio system for QCon series and the camera and also the lecture capturing. I will just introduce it a bit later and just like directly how we use these kind of the materials in those scenarios and also in the case study, how they use this kind of the systems. So like first, I would like to introduce our QCon series. I would say it is the best solution for the remote teaching, for distance learning, for webinar. The reason is QCon series is a solution that we provide really only for the video conference. We don't have any other kind of the software. We just let you use the USB connecting to your computer. So in this case, no matter the teacher is using Skype or they are using Zoom or using any other platform, they only need to do is they go to this table and click the speak. So they use the microphone to speak to the video chat. So they can start right away. So, and also using the connection of the USB camera and also the QCon series, that we can even do the camera tracking. I would like to show you, actually there is a beautiful sales sitting next to me. I would like to show you how attractive she is. But I would like to use our camera tracking to show you her face. So I would like to introduce Belle. Can you just show your face? Yeah.
Hi.
So introduce yourself.
Okay, hi, I'm an international sales from BXB. My name is Belle. And just like Patrick said, so when I open this microphone, the camera will check my image. Yes.
So as you can see that I have a beautiful sales sitting next to me, but I have to focus on you. That is a pity. Okay, just kidding. But like that is also a way that can make students can focus on the class. Like for example, if I'm using the camera that's just tracking the whole conference room here, you will only focus on her, not on me, you know? You will only want to see the beautiful things, but instead of the person that just keeps saying something you don't really want to hear. But like camera tracking is one of the things that we think it is a way that increases the efficiency of like the students while they are listening to the class and those things. And also we have the wireless microphone. So if the teacher want to use the microphone and to go around the whiteboard or blackboard to do the teaching, you can use the audio system to using this wireless microphone is also a very interesting way. So like the lecture capturing is the platform that with our BXB streaming media processor, it can do the streaming and also the recording. System diagram, that is how we connecting the QCU video conference MCU and also the recording streaming CCU in the whole system. As you can see, it's actually not very hard to install. It is not like very like the complicated conference units. It is just like we have a small MCU here, just connecting our microphone through the Cat5e cable. And also you're just connecting any kind of the devices to the recording and streaming CCU. This is also what we call the streaming media processor. So we have 4 HDMI inputs, so you can actually connecting everything. Like for example, USB camera, they have the HDMI outputs, or they have Polycom's the video chat system, or they have a computer, or a lot of things. They would like to using this kind of way to share a lot of image. Okay, so this is the system diagram. We can share you with any more like the system diagram after the webinar. If you have a specific needs, we can also go over you the solution that's just helping you on just decide the layout, decide the streaming, decide the system diagram. Okay. Okay, so now the second, the smart classroom. I think it is quite interesting that every name should add a smart in the front to make it more attractive and make it like a smart, very high tech. So what can we make a classroom smarter? Since the classroom is already making students smart, how can this classroom be smarter? So that is also the reason we would like to show you, like already first, we would like to show you projects in India. We think that is a very smart classroom enough. Of course, it can be more smarter, but how can we do? Okay, so this is the MDI, and Management Development Institute in India. It is a wonderful project we did there. And this smart classroom, you can see, is combine a lot of the different kind of the materials together. So you can see the video wall here. So while teacher is sharing the presentation, you can just show it here. You're not using like the projector or that kind of the like using a huge whiteboard writing something. This is teaching in here. Like the teacher maybe can standing here just writing something up, and the students can also see all the image here. And lecture capturing can record all the courses, no matter it's teacher's face or the student's reaction. And also, if it is like the forum, if the teacher is inviting a lot of speakers, and all the speakers speaking like on the desk, you can see is using our audio system, using the UFO 2000 series. And it's like sharing a lot of information with the students sitting down there. And actually, I think we can make this classroom even smarter. I will just mention very exciting projects later, and I will show you how we can, in Taiwan, how we make our own smart classroom. Okay, so what we provide in this scenario is also like what we see is audio system and lecture capturing system, camera system, and also video wall system. So for the audio system, we use FCS. I will say it's just because it can combine a lot of different kind of function. And later I would like to introduce you an idea called paperless conference. And it is also can be applied to the scenario in the education market. But in this scenario, in this page, I would like to more focus on lecture capturing. That is just what I just mentioned. That's in this kind of the smart classroom. I think one of the problem is they have too many things to share. They have a camera's image, they have computer's image, they have other like the camera or any other devices. I'm not so sure. Maybe metrics, the video metrics or something. But the advantage of using the BXB streaming media processor is because we are all using the HDMI. So actually it is not hard for you to find HDMI devices or find an HDMI converter. So if you want to record anything or any streaming anything, you can just like using these devices as a video like a video mixer or audio mixer, and just like share all the information you would like to share with your colleagues and to your students. And last, we also now, from last year, BXB also start introducing more about our video-related products. And VDN series is what we do for the video wall solution. And that is also one of the things that how we fulfill the paperless conference, this kind of the idea. So this is the case study we would like to show you in National Science University, which is also the university I graduated actually in Taiwan. This school, they just tell us that they want to build a very, let's directly, fancy classroom, and with a lot of high tech combined together. So you can see, actually, this is what you see from the back to the front. It is actually a stair classroom. So you can see every students, they don't have a desk they just only just sit there. And in the front, you can see a huge video wall. And you can see, you can see some of the information here. And why they want to building this kind of the classroom is because like now, there's an idea called that the students not always be the person that learning something. It is like a flipped classroom. You have to teacher and the students, they will just always like doing some communication. They are just sharing their knowledge to each other to make the whole learning keep going on. So it is like they want to build a classroom that make the students and the teacher like less distance. And also using a lot of ways that can make the teacher to make all the presentation easier. I would like to show you like a bit later like how we deal with everything. So first I would like to let you see that we use the video wall solution to build up this video wall. This is a 4x3 video wall. So there are 12 panels here. And let's see closer that, okay, what we do in this classroom, this smart classroom. We also do the lecture capturing system. As you can see in the green block here, they actually design a spatial layout for the computer's image and also the camera. So you can see from here that they're combine everything together. So what they need to do is just writing the topic of each forum or each of the presentation's name on the lecture capturing system. So they will just share all of the image they would like to show to their customers, to the students. Okay, so they are also using our BXB FCS 6300 series because they have a very interesting design in this classroom. That is, you think before, I would say it is quite, you will say in this kind of the classroom, it is always hard to giving the students a microphone to speak. Because before you will either have to hire a person or have a person to pass the microphone to each other and just like passing everything up. But that is very old style. I would say that is, you can make it smarter. So we just put the handheld microphone between chairs. As you can see here, you might think it is just design. Maybe it just like to make, this is just sofa and this is where they put their hands. But actually, we have some special design here. It is the handheld microphone. And actually, what is the most special things about this handheld microphone is it is not only easy for students to do the speaking, it is also very convenient to do the presentation. That is also the reason I would like to introduce you the paperless conference units. How can it apply to the smart classroom solution? So you can see this is the panel that we put in the microphone. And we think before that whenever you're going to do the presentation, you will always have to, students maybe have to pass their file to the teacher. But USB is like, USB contains more virus than coronavirus, you know? Like there's always a lot of things that you don't want the student download before he's using this USB. So this USB maybe contains a huge quantity, maybe will just like break your computers right away. So no one wants to use the USB anymore. But no one is like, you really know how to use the cloud. They don't know how to use the Google Drive. They don't know how to use maybe Dropbox. What they really familiar with, that is their own computer. So using a paperless conference can make the students can just share their image directly to the video wall. So what they should do is once they're gonna do some presentation, they just connecting their computer on the units. They just connecting the HDMI here. And they double click and just projecting the slide to the video wall in the front. So imagine I'm sitting here, sitting very in the back of the classroom. I'm doing the presentation, but I'm just connecting my computer to the units here, and you can see my computer's image here. I don't really even have to go to the front to do the speaking because we have the camera tracking. So once I start speaking, the camera will track my face, and the presentation shows my presentation. So the video will shows my presentation, and that makes every student to see what they need to see. And that is also the reason that can makes them more focused on like the whole presentation. And it can also save a lot of time because you don't really need to have the person to pass the microphone to each others, and you don't really need to have a person like, okay, I walk to the front and just install my computer and just like using my USB and just like, oh, that is too old style. I will say, yeah, we can make it smarter. That is the reason we call it smart classroom. So that is what we call the paperless conference, and you can actually solve a lot of questions. But that is also I think that will be more easier when when the teacher actually experience how convenient it is, then it will attractive. It will make them feel like, oh, this is a wonderful solution for them. Actually, because you can see that we have to combine a lot of different solutions together. We have to combine the conference units, we have to combine the video wall solution, we have to combine the camera tracking solution. So this is actually the system diagram for that project. I will divide it like this so everyone can see it more clearly. That we have the audio system from the FCS 6300 series, that you can see the handheld microphone. And also, we have the camera tracking is also because we are using FCS to do the camera tracking to each of the students and the teachers. So, and also in each of the students there, they can share their image to the video wall solution, which also using our VDN solution. So you can see video walls here and also camera tracking here and audio system here. And we have our lecture capturing system, our streaming media processor, HDR731, is like playing a very important roles of collecting everything in the middle. So it is like putting in kind of like the center places, because you have to combine a lot of the sources from the students, from the teacher, from the camera, and also connecting everything and just share it online or record it to the system itself as well. So this is the system diagram for the National Science University. We will introduce this as a case study and writing some article and just give you more like details introduction in the future. And if you have more questions or more like the things you want to know more about it, about this solution or this smart classroom, how we do it and how we sell it to the teacher, and our international sales is always ready to help. So just contact them with just telling them that, okay, I want to know more about the National Science University, or just telling them that I want to know more about the smart classroom solution. And we will always share something about like what I just shared with you. So after the smart classroom, let's get bigger, like we think bigger. How much bigger? Let's directly thinking about the campus. Smart campus solution is the thing we're gonna to introduce you the last scenario today. After this scenario, I will answering all the questions. So if you still have some of the questions you want me to answer, I can always answer here. And now let's just start our smart campus solution. But I would say smart campus solution is too complicated. You have a lot of the functions. So let's just like talk about it one by one. So first, okay, what do you think a smart campus should do? That is, okay, the teaching material can be projected easily, and that is just what I just showed you, like if your classroom have a video wall, or if you're gonna do some English listening test or English video test. And those materials should be like easy to share with your computer, or to share to the TV, or share to the video wall in the classroom, and that should be very easy to do that. Okay, I think there is some message I need to click show. So I need to say yes here. Just a minute. Okay. So teaching material can be projected easily. I think that is one of the part that is as what we see in the smart classroom solution. And second, the lights, AC, digital signage, speakers can be easily controlled. So the reason why we say this is because, like, I would say in some of the campus in Taiwan now, that every night, maybe 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., and the security will go through every classroom to check if everyone leave the classroom and if they close every lights, if they close every TV, or if they close every AC. And that is also the best moment to shoot some terrifying music, the terrifying movie, you know, like a security walking alone in the campus and just like to see everyone just like no one, something like that. It sounds like terrifying. But like, I would say this is also a very old style way that you will have to check all the classroom one by one, and not instead of just like sitting somewhere else and just like check all the school's energy easily. I think it should be easy to like turn off the TV or turn off the AC remotely, like easily. We should done that. That is also the thing we will introduce later. Okay, so like the communication from teachers to the students between classes is like, okay, so for example, if our office is here right here, but you're gonna call a students from here, but actually you should like, if you're calling a students like by PA system, you say, okay, Patrick, please come to my office right away. So they have 10 minutes to walk to the office, and once they arrive in the office, and the time is just finished. But you just telling him that, okay, please remember to hand me your homework. And then the student have to walk back again and just come here again. That took so many time. So the communication between students and the teachers should be like done easily as well. So we also should have intercom function between the office and the classroom. It can save a lot of time, right? Okay, let's go to the outdoors. Okay, so I will say before, every time teacher is searching for like the class 3A, Patrick, the whole school will know that, okay, the teacher is trying to find Patrick of 3A, because you only can do it like in the old call solution. But zone selected that you want to do it will be more efficiency. For example, I just directly call 3A classroom. I don't need others to listen to this PA solution. The PA sounds. I only need to just, okay, click 3A and say, I want to talk to blah, blah, blah. Okay, 3A, blah, blah, blah. Please come to my office right away. And also, that will be more like easy to manage the whole, like you won't disturbing everyone. And also, schedule to broadcast is a most important things of campus. In Taiwan now, we always ring the bells like in the specific time. And I heard that in India, some people will go out and ring the bell to tell everyone is switching class time. And I will always share with my colleagues that, okay, smart campus solution will make those bell ringer don't have a job anymore, because our schedule, you can just broadcast a schedule like in the specific time without anyone activated or turning on the system or something. You don't really need to do that, because schedule just like, you always ring the bell at the specific moment. That will be very convenient. And that is the reason we call it smart campus. And also, I will say smart campus solution is the other thing of the PA systems, like an advanced PA system. Because PA system is actually a very solution that every school will have. But what we do is, how can we make this PA system even better? So in the past, we always think, yeah, PA system is always focused on audio. But we just also introduced the video or the text announcement, the video broadcast or the text announcement. And when will we use the video broadcast? So like in Taiwan, what we do is, like in the English test, students will always want to watch the video of like two foreigners speaking to each other, having some communication and conversation, and they will just have a task to write every answer or write every conversation they have. But before, teacher will bring a DVD player to each of the classroom, and they will connect it to the TV and just starting the units and put the DVD into it, and they figure out that DVD is broken. And they wasting so many time on just like playing these kind of videos or audio things. But now they can just use the system to like share those video, and they can even play 3 different kinds of the materials in different 3 grades. Okay, so like the school events can be live broadcast to many students and not just limited to the location. Like for example, in this playground, maybe they have a basketball competition. They can just like using the camera, just connecting to the live broadcast to the whole school's TV. And the students can just watch the basketball game in the classroom. Just let those supporters go to the playground to supporting their groups. And the rest of the students, they don't really need to like be crowded and just like all gathering there and they're just watching the video. Or if it is like a concert or it is a speech, a very popular people's speech, and they can also just share those contents to every classroom, just like using our live broadcast system. And also there are always some of the area is like the remote area from the campus that no one will see what happens there. But that is also the most dangerous place that will happen something bad in the campus. And what we can do is like if you're adding some of the emergency call or something for in that specific campus corner, that you can just like make those things happen less. Like no emergency will happen that frequent anyways. So like in this kind of the area, you should put some of the like emergency call to make the people that they can ask for help anytime. So that is also what we mentioned about the security. It is not only just for the like the remote area of the campus. It is also like for the front door or for the access of the specific room. That any suspicious activities can be discovered immediately to take actions, and you have to like focus on like where is each of the classroom, how can we control all the security, and how can we just combine different kind of the disasters, just like what we say disaster. There is a sad news happened in Taiwan 2 days ago. There's a KTV and just like the fire burns, but there's no alarms. And what if that has happened in the school? The fire alarm system didn't work. Then how can we help if we still have the other system to like trigger to initiate the evacuation? And that is also what we're thinking of, like fire alarm system. If fire alarm system is not working, how can the other system to help fire alarm system to do his job? To at least to call everyone, get out to the classroom, just run to the outdoors right away. But before, like the function I mentioned before, like in this presentation, is like always by different kind of systems. And you know, like it is very hard to different company, they have to combine to integrate with different systems. So for example, you have to buy emergency system for one emergency system. You have to buy a security system. You have to buy a PA system. You have to buy a broadcasting system. You have to buy a live broadcast system, and you have to combine everything together, but it didn't work. So that is also the reason why we would like to introduce our smart campus solution, that is the ICP solution. The AV IoT broadcasting environmental control solution that you can just do all the function in one system as I described in previous slide. So I would say just these are a bit complicated, a bit too long. I would just share with our case study in Taichung, a high school. And this high school, actually we have a video here, but because I think the words will be too small here. So we will share the presentation later today, and you can watch. I would strongly recommend you to watch this video. And it describing the perspective from the principal, from teachers, from students, from a lot of different perspectives. And you will see how students to using these systems and also to share to see our general manager Jerry and also our system integrator and the CEO of the system integrator to see how they feel about the whole solutions. So as what I just mentioned, we are offering a complete of AV solution and is combined the IoT, AI, and big data and those things. In this high school, actually, we have more than 100 zones. What do you mean like 100 zones? Means that every classroom there are a zone. So we put decoder into each of the classroom. In each of the classroom, we even have a PM 2.5, air quality, humidity, temperature detection and control. So everyone can know that, okay, what is actually happening in that classroom, and if any classroom having some problems of the air quality issues, that they will also know it's like remotely without student call for help. When student call for help, that is too late. So we are using this system to control the whole environment. And we also have the energy management. That's the energy management is like, okay, it's what I just mentioned, that you can remote open and close the TV or the AC or something. And the other two things I would like to show you is that we integrate with other systems is dynamic bus time schedule and also the city bike rental condition. So these two things for bus and the bike is also every students they will use when they off from when they are leaving the campus. So if the students can just like stay at the classroom until the very last moment that the bus come, he can save a lot of time for him or for her just standing alone in the bus stop and just like wait, maybe just in the rain. So he can watch the bus time schedule and just see, okay, the bus is coming. So he just go out at the exact moment. He or she don't have to even wait more than 5 minutes. He can get the bus. And also for the city bike, if there's no more city bike, he don't need to go out and just like waiting there alone and just waiting until there finally someone just just return the bike. So like the city bike rental condition will be also a good way for the students to save more time in just learning and just stay in the classroom. Also, we have the intercom, and also for the emergency call is also absolutely things that we would like to introduce to this smart campus solution. So we always saying that you can find the people that who is asking for help directly, but how it works. We have a graphical control software, and you will see that when you are speaking to the class B1, B2, BC, B3, B4, B5, B6, you just only need to click the button on it, and it is like available on no matter like it's available on your laptop or even on your cell phone. It's also fine. And if you want to directly do the intercom, you can also using this clicking. You can see the orange. You can see like directly talking to those specific zone. I would like to show you. This is a campus we do in Taipei. Not in Taipei, in Dubai. It is a James Winchester School, and they have different buildings, and they just like in each of the building they have a lot of the classroom, so they can just give every classroom a decoder to speak, and they can also call the playground. So actually, it is not only the way that you can do it like this. You can also put your campus map into it and just design how it looks. So the teachers come to the new teacher come to the campus. They already know if I'm talking to who. I can just directly selecting the zones. That'll be also easier for them. So let's directly go to see the classroom setting. The classroom setting, how will you see in the classroom? So this is what you see in the classroom. Let's divide it to different parts. Let's starting with the TV. For the energy control, that we have a TV control box that the teacher you can just remote open and close the TV. So if you're gonna do some text announcement, you have to open the TV. You don't really need to have to like use the PA to call every student. Every student, please turn on your TV. We have an announcement to make. That is too low, and that is too, I would say, not smart at all. So once you're doing like the text announcement, our TV control box will just activate the TV automatically. And then the students will already see the message from your text announcement. And also connecting the air quality control can enable the teacher to make sure every classroom they're in a good condition and good environment. So for the teachers, what will they use? They will use the teaching panel to speaking to the students, and also everything like the speaker in the classroom can just all supported by the decoder. We have an inbuilt amplifier, so you don't really need to have to install another amplifier in the classroom. You can just put this decoder in the classroom, and it can just collecting the sounds not only from the PA system, it's also collecting the sounds from teachers' teaching panel. Also, you can add in some more functions into this, like emergency call, and like the flash speaker, or like the intercom, or like the SS control. You can add in a lot of things into the classroom, just only if you need something in the classroom. So this is a system diagram for the solution. I would say this is very complicated, right? But what will be the potential, what will be the benefits for every of our partners not now join our webinar right now? Wow, 290. I'm surprised. Okay, so how can this solution help the person right now, 290 people online? How can we help you? Once, I would say every school, they have the problems of budgets problems. And once they're IP based, like they want to install a PA system, they think it is very expensive. Yes, we know. But once they install this server and also the PA area for once, in the future, they don't really need to have to worry about like learning a new system. If they want to do the emergency call, they just adding two more things, then they can do this. They want to do the video PA, they can just connect into a TV. They want to do like in the classroom, they can just adding more things. Those future opportunities, those future potentials will always on your hands. Because once the campus decide to use our BXB ICP solution, in the future, every of projects, you have to involve into it. And you will always have some more sales increasing, because they will need to buy more things from you and for more projects. And also because this is all designed and developed by BXB. So if you are asking some of the customized functions, just contact us. We will also try to make that happen to your system. But once you try to convince the teacher to take this, and then they will understand that what is the future potential for them. For now, maybe you're just asking for an IPPA solution and just like only voice only, not too much. But once you have more budgets, the teacher can buy what? They can buy the video. They can buy the video broadcasting. And when they're asking for video broadcasting, you can even sell them the TV, and you can sell them the TV control box. You can sell them like the other SS for the SS key for the video broadcasting. So there are a lot of the potential once you sell these projects to your customers. Yeah, so that is what we do for the ICP IP-based audio and video broadcasting and smart management solution, and also the environmental control solutions. So that is everything. I really thanks everyone to join the webinar today. I hope everyone enjoyed the presentation I made today. And it is a surprise that I see there are 300 people now, and I'm kind of like scared. It's a huge crowded. Yeah, lucky that we are not all together. Otherwise, there will be some issues that we are getting together too close. Okay, so once again, if you have any questions, please join at slido.com #BXBwebinar. And if you have more questions, you can ask anytime, and we will now start answering your questions. Okay, just a minute. Well, we have 12 questions now. It's actually a very interesting software. So just keep asking questions, okay? And we will just answer one by one. Okay, so first question is camera tracking by motion or by voice? Okay, so we actually now we all the camera tracking is based on the microphone because originally this is designed for the conference solution. So like when you are asked, when the people is doing the camera tracking, let everyone see Belle again. Okay, Belle, please click the microphone. Okay, so when she speak, it will check
Hi, it's me
his
again.
face. Yeah.
Yes. So when I click on the microphone, when the microphone my image immediately.
Yes. So you can say it is tracking by voice. We can also do the voice tracking. If there's a lot of people, just activate their microphone, and the camera can tracking those people who speaks. So it can be do the video tracking, voice tracking of the camera. Okay, so finished. For QCon series, the table goose mic, do you have the wireless version? For now, since we are thinking there is still a lot of the interviewer or when you are using the wireless microphone, and we're thinking it is a bit hard for us to develop the wireless version. But as I know that our research and development team is actually like thinking of what can we do for the wireless microphone. But we will introduce it once we have some more news for you. So for now we don't have it, but we will introduce it soon, and I hope we can share with you right away. Okay. How camera detect and focus on the presenter. I would like to show you another equipment that we use for this. That is this one. This is HDS 720, and this is what we do for, I was switching into English just a moment. And this is the way that you can do like the control of the camera, and also do the preset ID of each of the microphone. So you set the preset location, and also just in here you can just like, okay, all of our camera is using IP camera. So using this, you can just like, okay, control each of the camera, and also to combine the FCS by IP or by RS-232. So in here, here, if you're using RS-232, we can also supporting UFO, EDC, and any other brands. Yeah. So in here, once you setting up the, because our camera is using the autofocus camera, so after you switching the location, and you will do the location, and it will save all the setting for like tracking this face. And once you push this microphone, it will just use all the setting for this location. Yes, that is how we do the camera tracking, and also detected as what I mentioned is like we use the microphone to do the detection for the location, to tracking location. Yes, if you have an immediate meeting, you can come back anytime. In the future, if you want to share this webinar with your colleagues, with any other of your clients, just give them the link that we share with you today, and they can just see all the training like on YouTube easily with the link. Yeah, so that is also a reason I really like to use YouTube to do the training. And actually you can just like make it not to the public, but the people with the link, they can still have, they can still see this video. Okay. Which channel I can see this? Okay, so it's still the same channel, just watching this webinar by YouTube with the same link easily. Why is BXB always using switch box for FCS SIG3 system? I would say it's just because that for the switch box, we want to make, actually it's not every switch box. It is like some of the units, we have different cables in like under the conference box, conference units, and the switch box is already inbuilt in. So if I put a, and it will have no spaces anymore. It will make the microphone larger, and you will take a lot of spaces. So that is the reason if you use a switch box, and if you're using a phone microphone, you absolutely need a switch box. Yeah, but I think the other reason is just because that in switch box, in some of the projects, that using switch box will be easier for you to like build up the whole cabling. So, Tom Lin, I hope this is the Tom Lin from Swaziland, the Sunny Bonani. Please send me information on the video wall. So we will share with all the information, and if you are interested with any kind of the projects or any specific products, we already have the sales kits for every solution we introduced today. So we will share with you about the sales kits, we will share with you about the presentation today, and also you can watch this video again. Could you send webinar to my email and repeat myself again? Of course, you can always log into this to watch this webinar again, and just by single click to the link as I just mentioned. Is there an app that integrates control for different systems? For our ICP solution now that we have an app, that our app is just, this app only enables you to do the broadcasting, IP broadcasting for different zones. And also for the like the integrates control, and also to do the text announcement and to do the remote broadcasting. But for the energy control, you only can do on the laptop. We have a software for that. And if you're asking about HDR 731 and our HDR 731 and like HDS 720 is using the website, so using the web control interface. So which means that once your laptop, once your cell phone connecting to the same network as HDR, you can use the Chrome or the Safari in your cell phone to log into the HDR easily. So it is also, it's not an app, but you can still control by your cell phone. How far is the distance? I don't really know which part are you mentioning, but let's say if you're asking about the questions on the smart campus. Okay, so smart campus, because everything is all based on internet. So each of the internet cable you can just no longer than 100 meters. But you can also use the optic cable to control, like you can just connecting different switch. But if you're interested with the solution for this, and we can share with you about how you set, what is the notification, what is the necessary information for you to build up the whole network. We have information for that. So for the zone, how many zones we can provide, and okay, so you're asking about the ICP solution. So ICP solution that for now we building like 200, 300 zones. That we have some schools that building like 200, 300 zones. That is not a problem for us. I will say for the zone we don't have a limit, but what we have the limit is our internet, that you cannot like connecting like more than 3 layers of the switch, and also you cannot like make it too longer. So for now, I will say the zone, if you're only if you're asking about like 900, 1000, I think we may have to discuss about that if you have a project for that, and we can just help you to try to help you to achieve that. Yes, TV control work on any TV brand, but because as you can see that the TV control box is using IR or using RS-232 to control the TV, so you have to let us know that TV control, how the TV, what is the TV brand and also the model name, so we can just like write the code for activation, and maybe we will have to have the TV itself to do the setting of the TV control box. For the paperless conference units, and what is the USB used for, and actually paperless conference units, you can use the USB, I would say in that kind of smart classroom, and everyone have a cell phone in their hands, I will say USB for most of the students, they just want to charge their phone. But that is not really, we really decided for. But USB is actually, that USB you can connecting even directly to the teacher's computer. That's because it is like the remote KVM as well. So once you're connecting, if you have the requirements of the using USB and to do the remote KVM solution, you have to let us know and we will just give you the solution that's combine the USB to the teacher's computer. So once you connect in the USB to the paperless conference, and the teacher's computer will directly see your USB devices. But that also means that if you have a mouse connecting to that USB, and you can control teacher's computer because it is like a remote KVM. I want to streaming my meeting to third party. How could I do? Okay, so let's just imagine that we are doing this. We are doing this as a, let's say, okay, I would like to show you how can we do. Like for example, not so sure if I can do, okay, so maybe, okay, just for example, I'm doing Zoom right now. Okay, I can just using Zoom, and as you can see, everyone, all right, let's use Teams, okay. So once I start my meetings, okay, so now everyone, you're actually watching my presentation. You're actually watching my video conference, and I'm using meetings and Microsoft Meetings. So you can just watching the like the video conference, like, and also streaming to the YouTube like this. So imagine I'm doing the video conference with maybe with the people, with the colleagues here, and also I want to share this discussion with everyone in the YouTube. I just using the lecture capturing solution, which is the streaming media processor, and just to share with everyone. This is how we do. Okay. Okay. I want to streaming, yes. And also, how can we customize the layout from HDR 731? Okay, I hope everyone you see that today we have a very special layout for the for this streaming. You know, like I'm not really like a huge face because I think I'm too fat. If I'm too face, I will just take too much spaces. So I would just like keep my face small and just like next to the presentation. And also like this kind of the design is a bit interesting. So we use the streaming media processor that you can see here. I switch it to English. So in here that you can do the CG, and you can just decide the layouts, like put the names and put the words on it. And also in here you can see there are so many different kinds of the PGN you can design by yourself. So for example, I can just like click it, and just like in here you can make it bigger, and you can make it like smaller, and just like switching, moving, and even put it to the different layer, like to the bottom layer, so no one will see it, and something like that. Yeah, something like that, like a face mask. Okay, so you can just design all the layouts. As you can see that I also clip my my image a bit, that you can see here. So you can even like make it larger or something. Yeah, just as what you want. That is easy, I think. And that is also the most easiest way to fulfill your customers' requirements. Because I see why we would like to introduce this to you is because that is also one of the strong advantage from this streaming media processor. There are a lot of the things, the similar products in the market, but they always have maybe one or two layouts. That is they always just telling you that we have 16 layouts, but none of that 16 is the one that you're searching for. And we have like, okay, we have so many, but they're just not the thing that you want. So that is a thing that we just think, yeah, instead of we think of 1,000 layouts for you, what about just let you decide the one that you want to use? That is easier. So that is also a reason we make our HDR like use the customize. Every layout can be customized. And as you can see, because there are so many people are asking for different kind of layouts, even internal, like inside BXB, we already have like, you can see here, like, wow, I don't even know in this kind of occasion what will be this using in this kind of occasion, and you just have too many things. Yeah, so that is also the reason why we introduced this. Okay. Okay, send the presentation. Our sales team will just like work very hard after I speak very hard. They will just like sending you a lot of emails and also just telling you about the presentation, that we send you the presentation, also the sales kit for today's. For about the distance learning scenario, can we share the documents to some students outside the class? Yes, you can. Actually, I would say distance learning scenario, most of the students, most of the teachers, they are not using the YouTube or Facebook, and that is, most of the students, they are using the Zoom. So in Zoom, actually, they have you can share the files, and you can share or you want to share the screens, or you want to share the documents by those platform. I would say this depends on your platform, but I think some of the video conference solution can help you with the sharing documents. External mic like lapel, I need to check with my colleagues, and I think that is not a problem for us. We have audio input, so if you are using other brands of the microphone, just connecting to our main conference main control units, just like, okay, connected, and just like, okay, just connecting to the audio input, so you can still use the other brands of the microphone. But just let us know that if you want to use other brands of the microphone, just let us know, and how can we help on this. Okay. And so about our products, complete details, we will, because we just recently do our updates on our website, we try to make it so more user-friendly, and we know that there are still a lot of things that we're working on it. So thank you very much for your suggestions, and we will try our best to make it working properly as usual. But if you have any solution you are asking for, you can just ask ourselves. We can provide you all the solution you are searching for, and also telling you like how can we do, and how do we make in each of the scenarios and solutions. For the future plan for the wireless conference system, yes, I would like to say yes, since I think Jerry is not in this, our general manager is not in this chatting room, but just review, I will just share with you that now we are testing. I'm talking to the secret to more than 450 clients. Okay, yeah, maybe we will have. Yeah, now we are still testing some conference system and conferences. As you can see, that we are always introducing a high quality products, that especially for the conference system. So we will only make sure that it won't be interfere, and also it won't be affected by others, and the audio voice is very clear, and the whole thing is very good, and we will introduce in the wireless conference. We know that it's been a while that we say it is the wireless conference, but that is also a reason why we want to ensure that we have the best quality of the product. And I am sorry for everyone's waiting. I hope you will see it. You will see it very soon. Okay. Yes, I finished all the questions. So let's go back to the presentation. I will have last more things to share. Okay, so let's just summary again, because I know that during I'm doing the question and answer, there's 100 more person just join the question again. Watching here from Philippines. Thank you guys. I'm really happy that so many people joined today. So I will still let those people just coming to the webinar to see about what we do today. Okay, so today we do some solution and just share with you some solution for the classroom, like the smart classroom, and so like the webinar or like the remote teaching solution. For the audio system, like the conference series, that we can do the pair-place conference, so you can click and share your computer's image, no matter just connecting your computer to your microphone units. And the camera tracking, last, I would like to share again with Bell. Camera tracking, right? Okay. Yes, I just want to let her to show her face again. So video camera tracking and also using this kind of way to do the to make the students can be more focused on the class, because he won't be affected by others like sitting next to them, or some people is like passing by everywhere. You won't see it. You will only see the person he's speaking right now. So for the video conference, like for example, a lot of video conference like the webinar, they're using this kind of the system. And so using conference series, for example, you can use QCon series to do the video conference. So audio system can fulfill every of your needs in the education scenario. Lecture capturing solution, I would say it is also a very big hit of our products recently. You can do the recording to the devices, you can do the streaming, and you can design your own layout. I would say the design of the own layout is the most interesting things. So if you have any things that you want to do it, like if your clients are asking you that, I want to show it like this, I want to show it like that, and just telling him that I will give you this and just draw it by yourself. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, so we have the camera. We offer you the USB camera. We also offer you the IP camera, and also just because it's just based on what you need for the camera. So you can just let us know what you're asking for the camera. We will also share like how can we do for you in the camera solution. And also for the video wall solution, we have the VDN series. The VDN series that okay, so you can build up the whole you can build up the whole video wall, and also you can use the paperless conference to do the remote sharing of your screen. Second, for the smart campus solution, the ICP 5100 AV IoT broadcasting environmental control solution. The audio broadcasting and video broadcasting enables you to do the text broadcasting, live streaming, schedule broadcasting, or app phone broadcasting. So we just make any kinds of the broadcasting easily, like no matter by software, by your cell phone, or even by the phone call, that is also possible. Emergency and security control can let you to do the intercom between the office and the classroom. Access control will trigger that, telling you that some of the classroom is being like getting into. And also the emergency call is also enables you to save the person that is needing help. Okay, so the energy control, you can just remote open or remote close the power control of the TV or like digital signage or the AC and those things. Okay, so if you have, that is everything for today's webinar. I hope everyone, that's crazy, that's 700. Okay, I'm feeling very happy that everyone joined today's presentation, and I hope today you actually, okay, I feel so surprised about the 700. Okay, let me see if you have any more questions. Okay, so there's no more questions, and please scan the feedback, and the questionnaire link is right here, and we will share the feedback link to you as well. And I hope everyone online, this 700 people, can just giving us some feedback, since this is the first time we do the online webinar, and I know that there's a lot of things that we can fix and we can try to make it better. And please don't forget that next week at the same time, we will come back again for a second BXB webinar that we will focus on the corporate scenario. So if you have anything that you wanted to see next week in the scenario of the corporate, please don't forget to leave your comments and just give us a like, and also giving us some feedback. And we will provide you the best solution and best scenario next week at this moment to share about the corporate units. So again, I will also giving you some appendix and product lists in the presentation. You can get it like after the webinar. So we have our Facebook, YouTube, and this is BXB from Taiwan, and I hope everyone is safe and sound and stay good at home and stay stronger together. We will get through this very quick, and hope the bright will coming very soon. Thank you for your watching for webinar BXB today, for the first one for the education scenario. and we will see you next week at the same moment to see the conference.
And don't forget to click the like and subscribe us on the YouTube and Facebook to receive our latest product information.
Yes, we are YouTubers. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Bye.
Bye-bye.